Hey everyone, it is Dave. It's time to talk about module number 6. This material in this module is the last of the material for the first half of the class. So we're going to be learning about the Baroque, we're going to be learning about some French art, Rococo, Neoclassicism, and Romanticism. With that, that's also the last of the traditional art forms. We'll have a midterm, and then the week we come back, we start looking at modern art, actually beginning with photography. So it's a really cool kind of transition that we're going to be having in the next couple of weeks during class. As far as the projects go this week, make sure you've replied to a post on the Art Theft discussion board. You're also going to have some sample exam questions so you can actually see what the exam is going to be like and the format and also the difficulty level. We also have journal number 6. So with that, let me walk you over to the Canvas site and I'll walk you through this week's module. All right, here we are on the Canvas site. We're going to go ahead and open up module number 6. Up top, our usual suspects, our video you're watching, our action plan for the week, and a link to my office hours every Monday and Wednesday from 4:30 to 7. Our first lecture is on the Baroque. This is the time period right after the Renaissance has ended, and it lasts for about 100 years. The art is very theatrical, and it's really a lot of fun, so I hope you enjoy that lecture. Our study guide underneath, and then finally the further exploration section. So we have a little bit of a reading here, a video on recognizing Baroque art. Gian Lorenzo Bernini is one of the most famous artists of this time period, primarily sculpture, and then this is kind of a cross between sculpture and architecture. It's the Baldacchino, which marks the grave of St. Peter right in the middle or crossing of St. Peter's Cathedral. And another fairly quick video on Baroque architecture. When we jump back to the module, our second lecture is going to be on French art. So we've been in Italy primarily for the first few weeks of this semester, and then now we're into French art, and we're going to be in French art all the way into the very last week of the semester. So Rococo to Romanticism, which also covers Neoclassicism, the lectures here, the study guide, and then the further exploration section. So we have a reading on Neoclassicism and Romanticism. We have a new way of printmaking, which is the lithographic process. Some important paintings, Delacroix's Liberty Leading the People, and Vigée Lebrun's self-portrait with her daughter. Also, a couple quick videos on French architecture. After that, we have our sample exam questions. The sample exam questions you can take multiple times, and the Canvas will keep your highest score. But the idea is to make sure you get 20 points, but also whichever device you're going to use for the midterm exam, you want to make sure you take the sample exam questions on that device and make sure that they load as far as the questions and images. We'll go ahead and take a preview of the first question here. So you're going to have one question loading at a time. You'll have the question up here. Most all questions have images associated with them. You click on the correct answer, click the next button, and when you're done, you'll click the Submit Quiz button. You'll see in the upper right-hand side, every time you answer a question, it goes to a check mark. This is going to be important so when you take the midterm exam, and let's say you pass one over because the question's too difficult or you need just more time, you can leave it blank and go to the next question and then go back to the questions that still have a question mark. You'll also notice that we have a time counter here. In the midterm, it's going to count down from 50 minutes down to 0. It'll start flashing around the 5-minute mark. Now, the last thing we need to do this week is the journal. And the journal is based on probably the most important Romanticist painting called The Raft of the Medusa. So I've got a short reading here and then a video from Smart History. And I'm just looking for a half page to a full page reflection on the material presented, what you thought about it. You're not regurgitating information to me. You're just telling me things like what you learned, how amazing this painting is, your thoughts about it, and that's what I'm looking for. The journals, now that we're done with them, will be turned in the next module. So next week, you're going to have a module that's just going to have the midterm exam and then the link to turn in the journal. So that'll be in Module 7. But that is it for Module 6. If you have questions, please feel free to email me or visit my office hours Monday and Wednesday. I will be back quickly to tell you about the upcoming midterm exam.